One of the best books I've ever read is a book by Chip and Dan Heath, the brothers Heath, as I like to call them, a couple of great minds. And the book is called The Power of Moments. This book just blew me away. It talks about how to provide ultimate service to your customer, your consumer, your clients. Now, if someone isn't under contract with you, if they're not officially a client, you'd still want to consider them your consumer. If they're a part of your sphere, if they're in your world, they're a consumer of the value you offer. And obviously, if they're in a contract, they're a client of yours. Either way, people in your life are people who you could curate powerful moments for. Ultimate service, ultimate client, customer, consumer satisfaction is created by curating powerful moments for them. When someone's done with a transaction, the brothers have found that what they remember is a peak experience and then the end of said transaction. That's the only thing they're going to remember about the entire process. So the question we have to ask ourselves is, how can we make sure that these couple of crucial times are very, very powerful, positive things for our clients, our consumers? How do we make sure that the experience they're going through with you as the agent have these powerful, great moments that they look back on fondly, that they enjoyed? This is about being a curator of moments for people. This is a way that you can provide ultimate service in your lead gen, in your client's journey, and this is a habit, a behavior that can help build a raving fan base that can then lead to repeat business because people are talking about the experience that they had that was unlike the typical. So how do we start understanding what makes a moment great? How do we start knowing what is a powerful moment? And when we understand that, how can we look to add that to our day-to-day? Well, the brothers have an acronym they share, and that acronym for what makes a moment great is EPIC, E-P-I-C, EPIC. A great moment is one or a combination of these four components. So powerful moments are moments of elevation. Moments of elevation. Something that rises above the everyday. Imagine you're at your coffee shop, your place you go to on a regular basis, and you've really gotten into a routine. You know, maybe you wait in line, you order your same thing, maybe you sit down, and it just becomes this consistent, monotonous habit that you enjoy. But what if while you're waiting in line, the door opened up and someone said, "Attention everybody, free coffee on the house," and they just start ringing a bell, and you got your coffee paid for. And off they go, just yelling at the top of their lungs, ringing this bell, saying free coffee day, and they go on to the next coffee shop. That's a moment of elevation. The everyday has been elevated by something that's out of the ordinary. There's the power there. That's a story that you're going to recall and share with others. That's what we want to create here. That's what we want to cultivate. A moment of elevation. What can be different about how things are done? We've channeled this a little bit in past conversations. When you're working an open house, what can you do that's different? When you're building a professional network, a referral group on your own, what could be unique about that group versus the average one? What can we do in the real estate process from start to finish that'll elevate it? These are the questions we got to start asking ourselves. How can we elevate moments above the everyday? What's the second part of EPIC? Moments RP, moments of pride. Moments of pride are moments when you are seen, heard, acknowledged, celebrated for something you've accomplished. When something has happened that's important to you, something that's a milestone for you, it is something we celebrate. There's a great example from the book itself where 2 teachers increased graduation rates in a high school simply by having a declaration day in their gymnasium. Just like a lot of high school athletes will announce where they intend to go to college, and then they put on the university's hat. Similarly, they just had any student who intended to go to college, who got into college, have a chance to get up on stage and proudly announce where they were going. That alone, that moment of pride, that public space to share in your accomplishment, increased high school graduation rates and the amount of high school graduates who'd go to college. That's the power of some of this stuff. So what can you do to make sure you're paying attention to your clients, to the people in your life, to seek major milestones, major accomplishments in their world, and do something about it, to make sure it is seen and heard? Third part of epic, moments of I, moments of insight. This one is probably one of the trickier ones. Moments of insight is when you help someone discover something for themselves they did not previously know or believe. Like the book says, this is almost like helping them trip over the truth. Something they didn't think was possible, something they didn't realize, all of a sudden becomes so. A light bulb goes off, and you've helped lead them to that discovery. In another video, we talked about how, in its most basic form of lead gen, you either have to help identify the motivation or the pain and serve that, or you show opportunity. Showing some of that opportunity might be a way to look at this insight. Maybe you show an opportunity there. Maybe you show what the interest rate means, what refinancing could mean, or what comparables tell them they could sell their house for. And now they trip over the truth of, wow, based on what we could sell our house for and the interest rates, we could really get an amazing next home. You got to help them discover that for themselves instead of just showing up and telling them, talking at them. So moments of insight. How do we give information? How do we curate a journey to them discovering something? Lastly, the C in epic. Moments are C. Moments are shared. Moments are part of a community. Moments of connectedness. Powerful moments are shared. I think that one is maybe one of the most a given, one of the most sensible, but wow. Yeah, a great moment is a moment when you did something, went through something with others. So when you're thinking about powerful lead gen, think about things you can invite people to go out and do with you. Cool opportunities, experiences, things you can share with others. Moments of being connected. Pretty darn powerful stuff. We are social creatures. We want to do things together. So, how can we channel that? How can we capitalize on that? There's epic for you. The 4 major components of a powerful moment. Now it's up to us to say, how can we add this into our day-to-day behavior? Be it lead gen or the whole experience, what will these moments look like? We have to pause and we have to start being some architects. We have to design these moments now. We have to pick what they're going to be. We have to be ready to use them. We have to be a little proactive here. What moments can we have as part of our lead gen? We've kind of been talking about this a little bit in a past video. These go hand in hand, but your brand. Using your brand to develop moments. That's a great opportunity there. What can you do out of the blue for people that's a memorable experience? And how can you use your brand as maybe an idea source? You know, I'm a big fan of trivia. I'm a big fan of games. Well, isn't a powerful moment, even a small one, inviting people to participate in a game by sending them a cryptic handwritten note with maybe a puzzle to solve on it? That's something out of the blue. That's something out of the ordinary. They're getting this unique letter in the mail, and it's this puzzle, this challenge. And it's part of a series of letters I'm sending them with tougher and tougher puzzles. That's Connor using his brand to create this unique, powerful moment for lead gen. You know, this moment of elevation where your everyday picking up of the mail is now elevated by this intriguing occasional letter you get. I like that for me, but you have to look at what your brand is to say, how can I use that to create some unique moments for people? Now, looking at the whole process of working with clients, where are there opportunities for moments? Oh man, tons of them. The first time you meet, that first impression, let's make it a powerful one. Curate a moment that coincides with the first time you meet. What about the first showing you ever do with someone? What about the day you get a house active for someone? Heck, I think one of the most powerful times for a moment is when there's no occasion. Let's say you have an offer accepted and now you're just waiting for maybe the appraisal process, and that just takes some time, and now there's a lull where a lot of realtors maybe aren't going to communicate with their client, and a couple of weeks pass. Well, what if in that lull you made sure there was a moment where, for no reason, you gave your client some value? That can be really darn powerful. And then, of course, closing day. What can you do to make closing day a powerful moment? And here's where I'm going to call out some of the thoughts going through your head. I don't think a powerful moment at closing day is showing up with, a closing gift. A pie slicer, pizza pie slicer. You get what I'm saying, pizza cutter. There's the word, pie slicer. Huh. A magnet, like, come on, like a closing gift is pretty standard. What can you do to truly make it a powerful moment? And here's the thing, if you're thinking of an idea that you see a lot of people doing, it's probably not a powerful moment if everyone else is doing it. So it's time to get those creative juices flowing. Think of that EPIC acronym. Think of all the different uses you have for moments. Now start crafting your toolbox of moments. Moments that you can have ready based on the situation you're in for when you want to use them for. Generate some ideas and craft at least 5 moments that you can design. And they don't have to cost a lot of money. You don't need a product. It's totally up to you. Good luck, and I hope you have a great time crafting these. This will create a memorable experience for your clients, for the people in your world. It'll generate more business for you because you're making it memorable and fun and appealing and unique.